Well, the World Cup final 2011 was, of course, very special one, but it was very hot and humid that day in Mumbai, and I clearly remember that end of the first innings, all of us, the playing 11 was pretty much drained, and especially the bowlers. It was a long, hot day in the sun. Add the World Cup final pressure to that, so it was. You can imagine how it was, and I remember, me finishing my spell, coming back mid innings, just the energies were just focused on the batsman going out there and bringing that cup home for us. It was a good wicket, so 274 was surely gettable. We needed a good start, and some partnerships. The start, as you know, that wasn't so great, but the partnership which was required happened eventually. And the mid innings, that those 40 minutes, I would say, the bowlers were just kind of getting back in the zone that, okay, they've done a decent job. Now it's up to the batsman. We've set a platform for our batting unit to go out there and win it for us. Well, as the innings was progressing, the batting inning of Indian team, the pressure was obviously there, and once the partnership was happening between Gautam and Virat first, and then MS joined. So that was just the superstitions of the players who usually are in that mode was getting stronger and stronger. But it was just about creating that positive energy, that belief that we worked hard enough to get here. Now it's just about taking those small steps towards that final goal. Well, I remember the stadium. No one left the stadium. That's something which was a clear, distinct memory for me. And the song Vande Mataram, which was playing right throughout the innings of Indian batting, was also something which would give me goosebumps even now. That just thinking about that. The whole atmosphere in the stadium was outstanding, and going back to the hotel was it took a long time, which was understandable, and the lobby was full of people wanting to cheer us up, celebrating the win. And I remember the Marine Drive also had become a big parking lot, and no one was complaining about it. So everyone was just so happy and swamped in that emotion. Well, the emotion was always there, and when you're playing World Cup, it was always about winning it for your country, and then comes the contributors to the cricket, who have got the Indian cricket there, and Sachin has obviously been right up there. So that emotion kicked in as we finished the World Cup, so because Sachin himself has mentioned it, that winning the World Cup was something which he was really disappointed with if that had not happened in his career. And the 24 years, like Virat, I remember Virat had given a statement that he's carried the burden of the team for 24 years. It's just about carrying him now and making him feel special winning the World Cup. Well, I think the whole World Cup, it was I was looking forward to it, especially when you're playing in front of the home crowd. The conditions well. Yes, playing in front of the home crowd adds that extra bit of pressure, but also it has its advantages as well. And I was especially preparing for the World Cup with some kind of a new delivery which I wanted to use in the World Cup, and which was the knuckleball, which I was working for about a year leading up to the World Cup. Even though I had perfected it a while ago, I was purposely not using it in any of the matches, because in World Cup, that you are playing different opponents different times, and that gives you that edge. So if you have something new to showcase, then at times, by the time people and batsmen figure it out, you have that extra, that edge, which I was thinking that it will work. And when something like that, the plan works, it gives you more satisfaction. So I think that knuckleball was the addition to what I was bringing to the table, that World Cup, which got me a lot of success, and that added advantage, I would say, in that tournament for me. Well, I always enjoyed, playing that kind of a role, taking more responsibility. It has always worked for me right throughout my career, sharing my experiences, and that's something which was like a process which I never really paid attention to. I always used to end up talking about it, and a lot of people always have been asking about things which have been discussed. But I think it was just a routine and a normal process. I would say that that used to happen. The conversations around the strategies, the teams which we are playing, the batsmen which we'll be facing, and their strengths, weaknesses. So that's something which always was a process for me. I think the most defining moment, I would say, Australia match, where it was the first of the knockout matches. It was very important. Australia, looking at their record also and the history which they have, especially with the World Cup. We knew that that's going to be the most important match for us, and knockout adds that extra pressure as well. And it was our first game. I remember in Ahmedabad. So that game was the most important, and that victory, I think, was the most special for me. Apart from the England Tide match, which had its own excitement and an impact on the tournament, because early part you need to start well. So that's something. So from that point of view, England game was very crucial, and Australia game also was very important, because the first game of the knockouts, and then you set it up. Then that momentum kind of takes you through. So even though we played Pakistan in the semis, we knew that by then the team is gelling well. We have the momentum with us, and that belief was getting stronger and stronger.